Now that we've just finished the most recent season and have got Ranis coming out of our ears, I feel this is the optimal time to rank all of them, from least to most favourite. Remember, this is just my objective opinion, so should be taken as truth. Number 5. Mrs. Flood, as played by Anita Dobson. The thing is, she's not really the Rani. I mean, she's basically just a wannabe, not only grovelling for her bi-generated self, but also she's just doing Susan Triad's whole thing. I can't complain too much, as after her initial reveal, she only had a few minutes of screen time in the finale. Though, the scene where she was making a sandwich did make me think she was going to betray her other self in the last episode. When people started speculating the whole rain before the flood thing, where rain is an anagram of Rani, I just thought it was the usual basis for theorising about the Rani's return, so I thought it was amusing when she was revealed as Rani, yet there was no reference to the rain thing. And we still don't know why she's able to break the fourth wall. Number 4. The new Who Rani, as played by Archie Panjabi. While she's probably the closest to the original, she does seem to be written without some of the Rani's defining traits. The Rani's usual cold calculation feels as though it's been replaced with being a more generic baddie. And the whole her and the Doctor were lovers thing is certainly a choice I'm choosing to ignore. Though, if it were true, that does make Hartnell a Doctor with one of the most lovers, considering there's also Susan's potential grandmother and that time he accidentally proposed. I know I'm starting to use this just to complain about the reality war, but I'm still in shock at seeing Omega eat the Rani. I do have some positive things to say. I like the design of her Sonic, but also it feels silly for her to have a Sonic screwdriver, given that it's more the Doctor's thing. Maybe if she had more screen time, I'd have some more nice things to say. Also, now that Rani has actually come back to the show, that means we'll have to find someone new to constantly predict the return of. Honourable Mention. The Big Finish Rani, as played by Siobhan Redman. Well, I haven't seen any of the stuff. I also haven't heard any of it, so I don't exactly have an opinion. Number 3. The classic Who Rani, as played by Kate O'Mara, no relation to the giant rubber snake. While she's more interesting than most, with her amorality being a more novel characterisation, in practice she just ends up being a less fun version of the Master. I will rate her more highly for the use of tree minds. You don't see them every day. And Kate O'Mara does seem to be making the most of some pretty weak scripts. I enjoy all the times where she just looks so fed up, as I probably would feel the same way if I was also stuck in time in the Rani. Though, it's incredible that this isn't even her worst story. Honestly, I could do a whole thing on just dimensions in time, which I suppose is canon now because of that one shot in Wishworld. Number 2. Rani Chandra, as played by Anjali Mahindra. The Sarah Jane Adventures was my childhood, so of course she's getting a high ranking. However, she doesn't get up to much villainry, so I guess I'll have to mark her down for that. The Rani is known for her scientific aptitude, and this Rani is seen doing a biology test once. So she is arguably more Rani than Mrs. Flood. She's also the Rani with the most stories, which ought to count for something. Number 1. Rani Slovene, as played by Ronnie Corbett and Jimmy V. Only the realist fans will know this guy. He was a Slovene pretending to be a galactic ambassador from a Sarah Jane Adventures Red Nose Day skit called From Raxicorico Falipatorius with Love, which has no relation to James Bond. In the skit, he hands out dealy boppers that can freeze people in space and puts a clamp on K9. Amazing. And I love how he managed to get into Sarah Jane's attic and very nearly stole K9, but was thwarted by just happening to have a dodgy compression field. Also, he was part of the original 2 Ranis before Mrs. Flood nicked the joke. So he's maybe not the Rani that comes to your mind first when you think of the character, but was probably the closest to achieving their villainous aims. If there are any other Ranis that you're utterly distraught to not see on this list, please comment them below or just blab about what you had for lunch. I don't care.